This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. President Trump visited the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts on Monday to preside over a meeting of the famed art institution's new board. In his first weeks in office, Trump fired the president of the Kennedy Center, replaced the bipartisan board of trustees, and named himself as chair of the Kennedy Center. New members of the board include his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, and her mother, Second Lady Usha Vance, and two hosts on Fox News, Laura Ingraham and Maria Bartiromo. Last week, Vice President J.D. Vance and Usha Vance were met with a chorus of disapproval as they attended a concert Thursday night at the Kennedy Center. The audience loudly booed as they took their seats for a performance of the National Symphony Orchestra. Trump's move to take over the Kennedy Center has been met with widespread condemnation from the artistic world. Earlier this month, the producers of Lin-Manuel Miranda's Broadway hit Hamilton pulled out of plans to bring the production to the Kennedy Center next year. In a statement, producer Jeffrey Seller said, quote, "Our show simply cannot in good conscience participate and be a part of this new culture that's being imposed on the Kennedy Center." On Monday, Trump criticized Hamilton.
Come here and see a show. I was never a big fan of, I never liked Hamilton very much, and I never liked it. But we are going to have some really good shows. I would say this, come here and watch it, and you'll see over a period of time it'll improve very greatly physically, and we're going to get some very good shows. The thing that does well are Broadway hits, and we have some beauty. I guess we have Les Mis coming, and we have some others, but the Broadway hits have done very well. So I'm going to spend some time. We have a good board. In the meantime, we're running the country, and we're running it well.
Rhiannon Giddens has also canceled an upcoming appearance, as did the actor Issa Rae, who had sold out, and others. We're joined now by two musicians who decided to go ahead with their Kennedy Center concert on Thursday, but opted to use the stage to protest Trump's policies. The folk musicians Nora and Stephanie Coleman unfurled banners during their concert that read, "Reinstate queer programming, and creativity at the Kennedy Center must not be suppressed." Nora also read this message from the stage.
We are outraged by the tyrannical change of leadership at the Kennedy Center. By weaponizing the Kennedy Center's stages, Trump has systematically sought to silence queer and BIPOC artists under the flimsy pretense of rooting out wokeness, a dog whistle for anything that dares challenge his hateful and dangerous administration. Protest comes in many forms, and we want to honor the legacy of the Kennedy Center as a radical space.
Nora Brown and Stephanie Coleman join us in our studio here in New York. We welcome you both to Democracy Now! It was Thursday night when Vance was booed that you were there. Nora, start off by talking about the banners you unfurled and your message, why you decided to perform but also share this message of protest.
Yeah, thanks, Amy. I guess, well, there was a lot of lead up to this decision, you know. There are many people canceling, as you mentioned before, and we're really considering what the most effective means of protest would be for us as smaller artists who have access to this stage. And we ended up deciding that our voices would be loudest on the stage, and that was the place for us to kind of raise some awareness of the situation, but also like create a space for collective singing and you know, use folk music, which is what we do best, to kind of allow for that that resistance to exist in the music itself. Yeah.
Stephanie, what's at stake in your viewpoint for the arts and creative freedom under this Trump administration?
Oh man, what's at stake for the arts under this Trump administration? I mean, the arts are a fundamental way for people to express ourselves and for us to recognize other people's stories and experiences and struggles. And for the arts to come under attack by the Trump administration is just seems like such a blatant and disgusting way of trying to divide people. And as musicians, this is our way of connecting with others, and it just feels like. That's just such a clear, step in the authoritarian playbook.
Yeah, and I feel like art is a unique medium of resistance because it's all about self-expression, and self-expression invites critical thinking, and that's what really is what Trump is afraid of, and we see that in how he's defunding higher education, that he doesn't want people to question his administration. He doesn't want people to be exposed to other ways of thinking. That's really what he's afraid of.
One of the things he did yesterday, there aren't other presidential portraits but John F. Kennedy. It's the John F. Kennedy Performing Arts Center. But he unveiled portraits of himself, of Melania, of J.D. Vance, and of his wife, Usha. You chose one of your songs that you performed was The Unicorn. Why?
Well, I learned this song recently. It's by a guy named Peter Grudzian, who is what maybe would fall into the outsider artist category, kind of an anti-folk thing that was happening in maybe the early 70s. And he was from Astoria and he's been dubbed kind of the first gay male country musician. And so it kind of seemed to fit with the program that we were working on, yeah, it's a beautiful song, and he's really such an incredible and unique songwriter, and we were excited to share that with people. Yeah.
You express yourselves through your music, and you've brought your fiddle, you've brought your guitar. What do you want to share with us?
Yeah, well, we'd love to play a piece of The Unicorn. It's the song we love so much, and so we'd love to play it for you now.
Go right ahead. Yeah. We welcome Nora Brown and Stephanie Coleman on the stage here at Democracy Now!
Somebody who will make us new to hold in the night and guard us from fire. Change all that's gone for the new. While in our very city there lives a real life unicorn. The queen that holds the unicorn will be reborn. Falls on that day, storms pass away, the night turns to day, the whole world is gay, angels descend from the sky.
The folk musicians Nora Brown and Stephanie Coleman, they performed on Thursday. That was the day the Vances were booed as they came into the Kennedy Center. Nora and Stephanie performed The Unicorn and much more. They also unfurled banners at their concert, reading "Reinstate queer programming and creativity at the Kennedy Center must not be suppressed."